So hi everyone, and thank you for having me here. And my name is David Martin. I've admired and started my career in Miami Beach 25 years ago in 2001. I met Bernard, and we worked on the building over, 7-story building over at Day Boulevard and Meridian. I also built the Nautica, 6-story building called the Nautica, right? And so I think what we have is we have a huge dilemma going on. The dilemma is that we don't have, that we have a problem with affordability. We have a problem with people being able to afford to live in our community, stay in our community, continue to raise their families here. And the challenge is, and it's not a good way to go about it, is trying to zone something from another city is not appropriate, right? We need the community to be involved and engaged in whatever zoning process and whatever changes we're trying to do to incentivize whatever type of behavior we have. I really feel that capitalism can help solve society's issues, but when we're calibrating the zoning code, we really need to have the community engaged, right? And so the challenge with that is people don't want density, people don't want traffic, people don't want impact. And so it's a huge struggle that I think we all are going to have in order to see what is the right balance of density, right? What is the right balance of new construction? We have a built environment here, some amazing, beautiful historic districts and buildings that need to be restored, renovated, and activated. But at the same time, we have other areas that could be susceptible to a live local application. And what live local requires is basically whatever density you have to provide 40% of your density as affordable housing. And they define affordable housing by up to 120% of the average median income. Average median income is around, I think, around 90,000, give or take, for the county. And so you basically have a rent cap for your 40% of your units. So the challenge with live local, and I think this is something that people are going to start to realize, is that any live local application has to conform to the setback and parking standards of the city. And those parking standards and those setback requirements are significant. And I would say a lot of properties, I'm not going to say all, but I would say the majority of properties that could potentially qualify for live local probably won't, because you cannot deliver a parking solution, right? And also a setback solution and fit your garage and parking for whatever uses you're trying to do. But it is a situation. Development's always been in my life has always been a challenging process, right? And how are we, when we think of where we've been, or 80 years ago or 20 years ago, what are the things that we need to be investing in now in order to really go to the future, honoring the past, right? And for me, I do think that density is necessary. I'm sorry if some people don't agree, but I do think that we need more bodies, more residents staring at the sidewalks, making sure they're safe, calling code enforcement if things are out, not in line, supporting the businesses. I do think a little office is. I think having a mixed-use environment is the right move at the right scale, and I think that the community and the neighborhood should be able to be able to contribute into that conversation. At the same time, we have to be careful, right? These legislations, sometimes certain policies, they don't change, right? We've had a history or a significant amount of time, especially post-COVID, but pre-COVID, where things like Washington Avenue, et cetera, they just haven't taken off. And so I am a big proponent to work with the our local community, local elected officials, local business community to plan for those neighborhoods in the right way, but to be able to trigger density, right? Because sometimes you create zoning that maybe doesn't really change behavior, and you could create more FAR, more height, and nothing happens. But that's not what we're trying to achieve. And I think Miami Beach has amazing design controls with its historic preservation board, its design review board. So the quality of the new construction, I think, much more than any other municipality will work on, is much more rigorous. But at the same time, I do think that Live Local is going to present a challenge for all of us. and you know, and it's something that we have to think through. You know, height is not the best thing, right? But sometimes it may work, right? If it provides you know, if it provides a park for a community, it may work, right? If it has enough, you know, public benefits and mobility and connectivity, it could work, right? So at the end of the day, what we have to do is have these dialogues and try to embrace the business community, embrace the development community into the conversation. I think if we could get the community and the business community and government kind of talking like these discussions, I really think it's gonna yield a better result so that we solve live local, buy better community building. Thank you.